I'm here to talk to you about you. I'm here to talk to you about compromising your life. When are you going to stop compromising your life for what everybody else wants you to do? It is your life. Stop trying to sit there and trying to impress everybody. Stop trying to be everybody's friend. Stop trying to make everybody's days. If you want to do that, then you should give out lollipops and candy. But that's not what life is made of. That's not what life's about. Your life is about taking full advantage of your happiness. And it's just that. It is your happiness. Stop compromising your life for other people. Do not let anybody tell you what, where, why you should love or like something. Just go out there and do it. Stop compromising your life for people who really don't care if you succeed or fail. And that's a fact. You have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone, go out there and tackle obstacles, goals that you want to achieve. Not your mom, not your dad, not your girlfriend, not your brother, not your sister, not your kids. You got to do what you want. You will not be a good father. You will not be a good husband. You will not be a good wife if you are unable to love yourself. You have the same 24 hours that the billionaire has. You have the same 24 hours that the bum has. What are you going to do with your time? Enough's enough, man. I'm sick and tired of it. Stop compromising who you are for everybody else. I am no longer shy, broken, weak, because you gave me belief. You can achieve anything you want, because now you believe it. I am no longer a sheep living in disbelief. Disbelief that I am not great, that I am not strong, that I am not worthy of this greatness. I am amazing. I am phenomenal. I am capable of all things. And so are you. Oftentimes we allow everyone to dictate what's valuable in our lives. It's because of you I now see the light. You're an unstoppable force of nature. I am in control of my own destiny. I hold a pen that writes my own story. I come to you vulnerable. You give me armor, make me invincible. You're no longer allowed to ask why. Why me? You now say, try me. This wisdom shall set you free. Free from the chains that hold your imagination, your greatness captive. Anything you put in front of me, I shall break that, I shall destroy. You have the power bestowed upon you to be great.
Let's go, let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful TGIM Monday. One of my favorite days to go ahead and start off the week. Absolutely fired up and ready for growth. Been up since 5:55. Got the journaling, got the meditation in, feeling great. So this is a day to go ahead and take full advantage of. Grand Rising. So let's start it off with a little bit of gratitude before we go ahead and dive into today's topic. When is enough, right? When are you finally ready to go ahead and make the decision to go ahead and go after the life of your dreams? So before we go ahead and dive in, what are you grateful for today? Grateful for God, grateful to be healthy, grateful to be alive, grateful to be able to move these things, grateful for all the growth, grateful for all the abundance, the joy, the gratitude that is flowing to and through each and every one of you guys every single day. So I couldn't be more excited for what is to come. That's right. Oh, Tuesday. TGIT, Tuesday. Memorial Day got me all thrown off. So let's go ahead and dive into today, right? When is enough is enough, okay? I want to go ahead and start by going through the 5 pillars of life, right? What are your 5 pillars? Who remembers the 5 to 6 pillars? Go ahead and drop it down below. Let's see. This is the first place I want to start because we've now gone, a handful of months through the year. And how are you guys feeling about your family, your spirit, your finances, your faith, society? Right now is a time where I want you to really start thinking about where are you at in your 5 to 6 pillars as far as taking care of these, right? Because I've seen so many, you might focus on 2, but the other 4 are lacking, and you're wondering why you're feeling a gap, why you're experiencing a little bit of stagnancy, why you're experiencing a little bit of fog. Because here's what I know, right? Let's say you're focusing on your finances, but you're not taking care of your body. You're not taking care of your mindset. You're not taking care of your spiritual side. It's eventually going. It's like building a table, but you only have one leg. Eventually, it's going to fall over and it's going to crumble because it's not built to last. It's built uneven. So this is what I want you guys to start thinking about. How are you implementing each one of these pillars, and are you being intentional with the growth of each one? Right? If you go Google the word Kaizen, it's a beautiful word, right? Kaizen. It simply stands for this: being able to have 1% growth. So this is the easiest way from our mentor that we've been able to actually get it on paper and get it organized into 6 pillars. So here, let's go ahead and go through them. Have you been spending time with your family, right? Memorial Day weekend, right? These days got me all thrown off. It feels like it's a Monday still. But how much time did you guys actually spend with your family, right? With your loved ones? So many of us are doing this for our family, but we happen to neglect them so much along the way of this journey. And I'm going to be honest, I've been there as well. So this was a time for me really to get intentional with spending time with loved ones. Okay, so that's your family. Let's go on to your body. Okay, how many of you are actually being intentional with what you're eating and what you're drinking all throughout the day? If you really want to run on an elite fuel, we've got to pay attention to what we're putting inside every single day. Even in the morning, I strongly suggest the first thing that you put into your body, get a glass of alkaline and get some fruit, get something organic. And just like we were talking about this morning, whole foods, right? Do not start with something that's packaged junk food, because I promise you, you're going to feel the difference when you start getting throughout the day. Okay, that's your body. How about your mindset? Okay, how many of you are taking the time to write your gratitude, to write your goals in the morning and at nighttime? This is huge, because I know if you're not starting your day with gratitude, you're probably starting it with something negative, right? And we all know how that ends up flowing throughout your day. So the easiest way to do that is to put it on paper. What are you grateful for, right? What are your visions? What are your goals? And step into that feeling every single day. Because the best part is when you have it written, now when you go back and read it, it's going to be able to give you that feeling just from overlooking at it, right? So it's so important to be able to do. What's next? Your spirit, okay? Your spiritual side. Here's what you don't know if you've never actually learned it or paid attention to some of the goats. You ready? What percent is success? What percent, as far as spiritual to physical? Who can drop it down below? What is the percentage of success, spiritual versus physical, right? How much effort is needed into each one? You ready? Believe it or not, it's actually 90% spiritual. It's only 10% physical. So many of you, you're asking for the how. You're asking, for that golden nugget, when, believe it or not, 90% of this whole equation is your spiritual side. What is the voice that you speak every day? What is your self-awareness? What is your self-talk? It was actually a powerful call this morning. We were talking about it. When your self-talk is right, nothing can get in your way. I'm going to say it again. When your self-talk is right, nothing can get in your way. And you're like, well, D, go ahead and give me an example. Dive a little bit deeper. All right. Let's think about a mother and her child. What can get in the way if their child was in danger? What could get in the way of that mother saving that child? You tell me. What words, what opportunity, what could possibly get in the way of that mother saving that child? Nothing, right? There's no talk. There's no self-talk. There's nothing that would happen to be able to stop the mother from going after their child. This is called focus. This is called the self-talk that we all actually have inside. How about an owner and a dog? For those of you that don't have children like myself, I have a dog. So if something were to happen to my dog, there's no self-talk that'd be out there in the world that would stop me for doing to what I need to do to go ahead and save my little buddy. So same thing goes with your dreams and your goals, right? You have the ability to have that same self-talk, that same self-awareness, that same confidence to be able to run through whatever gets in your way to attack your dreams, to go after what it is that you want. Believe it or not, yes, it's true. We all have that. So when you can learn how to channel that into different areas of your life, this is when you become a powerful source. So let's keep it going. Your finances, okay? Here's the truth. If these other pillars are not in check, I don't even need to talk about your finances. We need to go back to your thoughts. We need to go back to what you're thinking. We need to go back to your rituals and routines before we start focusing on what your bank account looks like. Because if you're not focusing on that side, that's the side that needs to come first before your finances actually win. Because truth be told, anybody that's actually really successful or that's attained a serious amount of wealth, you could strip everything from them and they can still go out and get it back. Why? Because they've attained the mindset, the habits, the emotional intelligence, right? They've had the experience and time in the game where they understand that you could strip it and I could get it back only because I've had the self-development, right? I've gotten my mindset right. I've got my spiritual side in alignment and in check. All of these pillars are so important. What do we have left? Society. You ready? How much time are you spending? Because society works two ways. In order to be able to give value to the world, what do you need? You have to be able to give value to yourself. So this is me. When I first got started into entrepreneurship, I understood that I needed to change a lot of my normal habits, right? The people that I was surrounded with, what I was listening to. Truth be told, I wasn't a big reader in college. The biggest reason was a lot of it wasn't interesting to me. I never had a topic that really got me jazzed up and excited to go ahead and dive in and learn more. But what really got me excited about entrepreneurship and reading and personal growth, you know what I realized? A lot of us have so many successful habits and even routines naturally that you don't even think about, that when you start to actually dive in and learn a little bit more, that you do a lot more than you think. But it makes it interesting to go ahead and sharpen your sword, to add on the extra tools to your belt, to go ahead and implement into your lifestyle. For instance, how many of you guys, let's say since January 1st, how many of you have been getting up maybe an hour earlier than you have been since January 1st? Drop a 7 down below. Okay. Maybe because you've understood the power of the 5 a.m. club. You've understood the power of being that miracle mornings, right? The magic of the morning, the power of the now. You've understood that the successful and elite, most of the time they get done more before 12 than some will actually do in a whole day. But this came from personal development. This came from actually plugging in. This came from learning and getting surrounded with like-minded people. So you see, this is the beauty of the Kaizen effect. Being able to add on little things into your routine that at the beginning, it doesn't seem like it makes a big difference. But when it's compounded over days, over weeks, over months, over time, now you start to see the real lifestyle change. But you have to also understand the power of gestation. When you plant the seed, that's not the moment that your life changes right away. It takes time. Great things are going to take time. So those of you that have been doing this, have been working on your routine, I can see it, it's evident, and it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. But now, if you can start to implement all 6 of these pillars, this is when life truly becomes exciting. So I can see the growth. It is definitely real, but let's keep it going for the training. So that was the first part, right? Was working on your 6 pillars. The next thing I want to talk about is energy, okay? How many of us are spending so much energy on things that aren't going to matter in 5 months from now? This was something big, and honestly, from a lot of the conversations I've been having, this was a check that I needed to have for most and even for myself. If it's not going to matter in 5 months, don't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it, right? Our energy is so powerful, and when it gets distracted and you put it into something that's not income producing or that's not benefiting us, this is when it's easy to slip and let the whole day go by. So lately, I'm being very intentional with the conversations that I listen to and that I hear, because here's what you need to know. Whatever somebody's talking about, whatever we're talking about, is just a product of what we're thinking about very deeply. So pay attention to the words that you're speaking, because when I was around my mentor for literally like 3 days, one of the biggest things I noticed was words. Words are so important, and we don't even realize it. You might not think about it, but believe it or not, it's subconsciously playing a role in your day, in your habits, in how you feel, in the actions that you take, in the way that you go out and you speak to people. So pay attention to all the words that you speak, because if you're speaking lack, if you're speaking anxious, if you're speaking depression, if you're speaking from a state of the past, you're going to bring more about that in your life, because whatever we speak about, we bring about. Whatever we think about, we bring about. So are we speaking negative, or are we speaking of being grateful? Are we speaking of being thankful for what we have and where it is that we're going? So words, so important. Next thing. What is it that you really want? All right. And this is a question that I'm not just saying to just cliche, just throw it out there. I mean, seriously, what do you want? Because I know everybody's vision, everybody's passion is truly different. Some people, success to them is being able to be in an RV and travel the world. To others, it might be being materialistic in the hills in California. It's different to everybody. But when you truly figure out what you want, what type of organizations that you want to give back to if money wasn't an issue, where you would travel if you could just get on a plane and just go. This is the type of life that I want you to understand that you're capable of when you start to believe and when you start to really know your worth and raise your standards. Everybody's built to be great. The difference is most of us, we get to come to society. We go ahead and we're so easily taught that you're not able to go after your dreams, that you're only built for 10, 15, $20 an hour, that we don't actually go after what it is that we know we can go out and achieve because we're scared, because we see others maybe go out and fail a couple times and we think, damn, because they jumped out and they didn't do it, why should we even take the chance? I can promise you right now, one of the biggest things that I'm thankful for is being able to take the hardest risks, the ones that seem the scariest. Being able to build your brand, being able to go after and do something that nobody else has done before in your family, that's scary. That's different. It's nerve-wracking. But here's what I know. It also has the biggest reward. Most people, they're not going to believe it when they see it, but they'll believe it when it finally manifests, when it finally does happen. So be willing to go through and take the time. Next thing I want to talk about. One of the biggest questions Sean brought up over the 3 days was your hourglass. How much time is left in your hourglass? If you were to picture, think about it. If you were to picture your own hourglass floating in the middle of your living room, in the middle of your space, right in front of your face right now, and you could physically see how much sand that you had left in the top half and how much sand is truly in the bottom, how much would that really shift your perspective? Because I believe the problem with a lot of us is it's so easy to just think, well, tomorrow's promise, I'll do it tomorrow. I have a little bit of extra time. I'll just go ahead and do it when I feel like it. How many of you have seen somebody at the same time, though, that didn't have the chance to do something tomorrow, maybe if they had the chance? Because life happened. We never know what kind of experience could happen. Here's a perfect example in Texas. How many little beautiful souls went to school that day and had no idea that they wouldn't even have the time to go ahead and eat their next lunch? That's life. So my question to you is, how much time do you believe that is left in your sand, and what are you ready to do with it? What are you ready to make of it? Because when you put a little bit of pressure, when you put urgency on yourself, this is when you start to go after the life that you know you deserve. How do I know? Because this is something that I practiced since I was 21 years old. When my sister passed at 28, I'm gonna let you guys know because we're getting into the month of June, so you can really understand where I'm coming from, because this is a very emotional month coming into the month of June. Because when I was 21 and my sister passed at 28, I gave myself a deadline. I looked at my sand and I told myself, what would you do if you had 7 years left to live, left for your sand to drop? What kind of love would you leave? What type of action would you take? What kind of self-confidence would you now instill in yourself? Because you know you might not have that much time left, so why are you afraid of what other people think anymore? This is the life that I started to really think about living. So when I got to 28 years old, I'm 28 right now. Now it's gotten to a new level. Now I've started to realize how short life really is, how precious life really is. So my goal for you is don't let the day slip by, because you never know if tomorrow is promised. And the last thing I want to go ahead and talk about coming to the new month of June is an evaluation, right? I've seen a lot of you grow so much over the course of not just this month, but over the past couple months, and it's been amazing. It's been a blessing to see. But here's also what I know, right? Nobody has truly given 100%, myself included, right? We've all had these trials and tribulations we've been going through. So this is the month to go ahead and take the experiences, take the notes, and now go put it to action. Right now, take the pen that's been on paper, and now it's time to put this into reality, right? So I love you guys. I have nothing but gratitude. I'm so thankful beyond belief for each and every single one of you. So my 3 questions coming in towards the evaluation for this month, and to go ahead and end it off, is what did you do well? What do you think you need to work on? And what do you need to add into the month of June to go ahead and double down this month, right? This is truly a month where I believe doubling down is going to be the month where we really see the growth that you're looking for, because the seeds have been planted, right? This is summertime. Summer is a time of being able to harvest what it is that we've been putting down. So first thing is go ahead and those 3 questions, go ahead and ask yourself that. I'll be doing the same. And then to go ahead and end it off is a congratulations letter. I love this. I thought this was such a great idea, because many of us, we did it right before the beginning of the new year. Congratulations letter for December 31st for 2022. But this time, I want to go ahead and do it for the end of summer, right? What do you see for yourself coming in the next 30, 60, 90 days, wrapping up the summer? Because you've got to be able to see it before it happens. You've got to be able to give yourself something exciting. So now you're running towards something. You're waking up every day. So family, that is my training. I hope you guys go out and have a phenomenal Tuesday. Have a great week. Just know June is a month of double the abundance, double the success, and double the blessings. Family, it's your favorite entrepreneur, Define Dreams. You can be, do, or have anything that you can hold in your mind. You can hold it right here in your hand. Let's go! Big month coming, family. I love you guys. More gratitude, more blessings, more success is coming your way. Let's go.